Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you're all doing well. We're going to go with a quick roll call before we dive back into our adventures here in Ilhern. Joe,
I'm here.
and it sounds like Duke, Kotark,
I'm here.
Sarah,
Hello.
Union,
I'm Union.
and Arson slash Tempest, as unfortunately Tempest is getting some much needed rest.
You better be getting some rest.
I mean,
But yes, I am here.
are you sure?
Yes.
Well, so where we last left off, the party had effectively uh, handled the situation over in Bergland, over by the Dragonborn city, without having to destroy um, the font. Instead, Sarah managed to channel the font in some fashion to an unknown um, end result through her own connection towards the heavens. A bit of heated debate about whether or not the party would be allowed to leave, um, otherwise be tried as desecrators to the temple before Everflame getting a little, finally getting asked to do something. Sort of put the draconian captain in his place, and everyone kind of skedaddled. Making a brief stop in Bakia, the party conversed as to what the best plan of action would be, and decided that splitting the party, sending Arson and Tempest to go check on Enslin for more reasons than just the font, whilst the remaining four, Joe, Kodark, Sarah, and Union, race back to the font left in Murgia, in which you had fought the necromancer woman now some time ago, to race against your ever closing deadline. It is with these four that we'll be picking up, as I'm sure Arson is so diehard and ready to go to once again pilot two characters. Well,
I'm good with us taking a break tonight.
give him time to compose himself.
Yep.
So, the aforementioned four. The ground sweeps under you in the endless night. For a lot of you, this is nothing too new. Everflame is complaining as expected, but it is lost as he barks against the howling winds that you race against, quickly feeling the temperatures drop as you race ever more north. He leads into the descent, clearly far more familiar with this territory as it's been his place of study for some time, and brings you low against the ground. You can start to see the outline of the ruins that you had left, where and a large giant statue in the midst. But something catches, or the lack of something catches your eye. Where there was the large font, there is now what appears to be a solid single beam.
What was it before?
Beam, BEAM. It was the sort of funnel of souls before.
And now it's just a beam.
It's just steady, no change in its shape. It doesn't flare out as it had before. And it's for you all who have effectively have the sight to see through the veil. It's sort of like looking at a silhouette on top of a shadow. Like there's enough of an outline that you can clearly see the distorted space. That you know there's something there.
So, guys, what do we think it is?
For the record, Everflame has not stopped because he can't see it.
Oh, yeah, I'll stop him.
Pulls Griffins down behind what appears to be a long, ruined hovel of some sort.
So there's a silhouette behind the beam, near the beam.
The beam is the silhouette. It's this darkened beam against a black sky.
Oh, it's not glowing blue.
Well,
Is there a
I say
reason we
we get a
stopped?
closer look. Oh, yeah, the thing's here.
Yeah, the thing is here.
The font's different.
So I'm assuming everyone has stopped, so we have a moment to discuss this. If not, Joe will attempt to make everyone stop before they run into a giant pillar of probably death.
Yeah, you've all pulled up beside this hovel. You're about half a mile away.
Okay. And this is very similar to the other ones, right? Where but it's bigger. I'm assuming. I got the sense that this one was more.
When you left, it was the same as all the others you had seen, more or less in size
Right.
and scope. This time, there is no funnel. There's no. It is a straight from the hand of the giant to the sky, cylindrical shape.
From the hand of the giant.
It's a giant statue that is holding the.
Oh right, that had the statues on it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember that now. So I think a while back we had decided that all this energy is being channeled in the hopes of bringing back some Eldritch being, right? We've shut down most of them. This one definitely looks to be fully on.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
So I don't think your touching it is the best way to handle this one, because those were you like pulling the plug before it actually turned on. Um, so like you were getting a shock out of a light socket at that point. But I think if you tried to do this, it'd be like trying to unplug a nuclear reactor.
Everflame stares at you with all this Eberron talk.
I am sure
Eberron
this
talk.
the sentence makes plenty of sense.
Yeah, I'm just
Uh huh.
Yeah.
There aren't nukes
Um,
in the drone.
You sure?
there
Unless
is another option that we could do here. Since it's already on, and pretty much everybody who's tried to shut one of these things down before has almost died before it even got turned on. Maybe the better option would be to change the destination that everything is going. I
That
mean, it's
makes
still
a lot of sense.
stopping. Yeah, it's still stopping them from using the power to, uh, to their ends. Um,
So where are we gonna point the giant death laser?
um, well, that's not gonna lie, and this is in character. I didn't think everybody would be fully on board on this right away. I thought there would be more convincing, but
No, it makes a lot of sense, and I feel like touching it would probably hurt.
yeah, it was a good idea. Shut up, Arson. You're not here.
I need to get my Stark out somehow.
Yeah. Okay,
if
I got an idea. So the gods are lacking in power, right? So why don't we just channel it to one of them?
I'm worried that it's like evil and necromantic, and I don't want to kill a god.
That's a good point. Evil and necromantic. I mean, souls are souls.
I think something's coming.
Footfalls and cracking ice can be heard in the distance. Okay.
I feel like we should make a decision.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. You guys handle whatever that is that's coming. Um, and I'll go see what I can come up with on the pillar thing.
Works for me.
Oh, we can do that.
Also, I just want to point out this wasn't as easy as what you thought. Splitting the party was not a great idea. But yeah, I'm off.
This party was not a great idea. I'm gonna split it one more time.
I'm glad somebody got it. I'm glad somebody got it.
Oh yes, indeed. Uh,
Sure, it's fine. We've only split twice now.
so, Everflame kind of starts tugging on the back of Union's tunic and gesturing down the street towards the temple.
Yes.
As Joe begins to make his way, I guess, around and heading towards said temple.
Yeah, as I'm running off, I just yell pastries and keep going.
You yell pastries. Good to know.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So at the sound of him barking out pastries, Union, as you are pulled to look around the corner, you see several faceless heads swing in your direction towards the noise. Huge, wrinkle-fleshed creatures of disproportionate anatomy begin loping in your direction.
Are they like the weird fleshy monster that ate everything?
You haven't seen them yet, but
Fair.
as a note, no.
Oh, I don't suppose they intend to speak with us.
Probably not, but we can try.
You should fly in defensible positions to buy Joseph some time.
Yep, sounds like a plan to me.
So Joseph, as you break around the other side, and you can hear these loud stomping, uh, cracking steps loping towards your party. You can see these sort of gray toned, fleshy creatures, um, with completely featureless, just smoothed over faces, charging to where you had yelled pastries. I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Okay.
And I'm assuming, Joe, you are trying to be sneaky, so I'm going to need that in the near future.
Yep, I will give you that right after initiative here. Because where's the... That was the stealth.
Okay. Alrighty. I will need one for. Okay, so. Sarah, as you are brought to alert about these creatures, you step just to the right of Everflame, who's like trying to hold Union so that he can see, but not letting Union step out because big clanky armor boy, not good for stealth. You can see what appears to be 5 of these large individuals barreling about now 60 feet away from your current place of hiding.
Okay. I think I'm gonna hold my place and just ready an attack for when something gets up close enough for me to hit it.
Okay.
Kind of keeping, Everflame and Kotark behind.
All right. And that brings us to Union.
All right.
As stated, they're about 60 feet out from you.
All right, 60 feet out. Eamon's going to raise a blade and blast him with some EB. One. Of course.
That actually hits. As the first blast slams in, you can see the flesh ripple against the damage.
Really?
Really?
They either have a million health, it's going to be more complicated. Okay, second blast.
What do they have? A
But
million and one. Is this still gonna be complicated?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So you're saying there's a chance?
So Sarah, as you stand guard, sword raised, Union without any hesitation steps out and with a flick of his wrist sends out these 2 arcing beams that lance into, I'm assuming, the same creature. You didn't specify
Yes.
splitting
Yes.
targets.
No.
It's
target.
like hitting a vat of old Christmas Jello.
Christmas Jello thing.
Yeah. The keyword there was old, so it has some firmness to it. Look, Arson, it's theater of the mind. You actually do need that mental image.
Not that one in particular.
Old Jello?
A body jiggling like that.
The second beam actually catches it right in the chin. The head doesn't even so much as flinch as it keeps barreling forward. Bringing us to Kotark, who is currently hidden behind the wall of the little hut Everflame had parked you all at.
So they're 60 feet out. None of them have moved forward yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Want that about 30 feet away from whoever is the furthest in front, so... Is that what Jello looks like?
That's what Jello looks like.
No, there was a gift sent.
Ah, yes, Leah. Except a little less of the wiggle because it's firm from age.
So 30 feet from us.
Okay. So, with a 30-foot gap between Union and the enemies.
Yeah.
Alright. Anything else?
No.
Two of them have to make their saves initially. One of which fails. And goes tumbling down, I believe is how that happened. Yep, falls prone. As it falls, it seems to roll into itself and finds itself back, as now it's its turn, back up on its feet in this almost lack of skeletal form motion as the rest follow behind it. And let's see how well they do, because they start in it, I believe. Maybe we'll check the spell. Yep. Start its turn or enters. And only one of them fails. They close in to about 20 feet in front of Union. You can now see that they are the size of two Goliaths wide, these broad-shouldered, but one with like a stumpy little arm, but this massive tree trunk of a leg, hugely disproportionate.
Did they move that far with difficult terrain?
Yes.
Oh no.
As the one in the front is the only one closest because the others had to do other things, lashes out, the arm quickly shifting into this tentacled point against the ever so heavily armored Union. Rolling a natural 4 on the die, not even close to breach his armor.
Ah. Our defenses and barriers. I shouldn't use that word.
That brings us to Joe, who I believe stepped away, so I'm assuming is going to sneak off.
Yeah, I'm just sitting back down here, but yes, I'm on my sneaking off.
Okay. Which brings us in that case to Sarah.
Okay.
So you just saw
Since
this thing whip from 20 feet away and just graze, just barely missing at Union.
Yeah, I hate it. I'm gonna walk up and just, I guess, start cutting it. I'm sure it's not gonna like multiply or something.
I would never.
Great weapon, Mister.
Okay. Okay. So your first hit, as the arm is still retracting, there's that sort of churn in your stomach, makes you instinctively want to dodge away, fearing that it's going to lash down at you. Um, but you turn the motion quickly and lunge forward for a pretty solid blow that feels like your sword is sinking into this thick, viscous mud-like material. The creature utters no sound. And now that you're close enough, you can see a lack of eyes, mouth, any features to just distinguish its emotive state.
I hate this thing. It's up for me then.
Okay. That brings us to Union. Sarah has led the charge.
All right. So Sarah has been attacking the one I blasted previously.
That is the one that managed to stay ahead of the game. Yes.
All right. Let's show her that attacking Union Sarah is a bad idea. Because you can meet children. Sarah can beat him up. Union gonna draw his blade and charge forward.
Okay. Heading for the same one, or to try and cut the other another one off.
Cut the other one off. Let's assume Sarah can handle that one, and we need to protect Joe. So I'm gonna cut this other one off.
Okay. That does hit.
What else was my? All right, the other Eldritch Blast wasn't also a 10 and 13. I was feeling very weird. Okay, another. Wow, Union.
You cleave in to this cloyed substance of a creature. Again, not a shriek or sound of pain. That does not seem to loose any fluids. Like it's not bleeding in any fashion.
But I seem to have gotten its attention.
You can't tell what it's looking at.
Okay. Okay, that'll be Union done.
Alrighty, Kotarg. There's currently one flubbering around over in your storm.
Only one. How many were there? 4?
4.
Turns out these guys are fast, and sucks.
We just gotta beat him up more.
You guys do that.
We'll take the fight to them, Churn. See, defensive spell.
I mean, fair.
It is once again it.
She is he is the least armored person in the entire team. So, all right. So we'll see if Flubber Dub keeps flubbering. He does keep flubbering over there. The one against Sarah, just as the arm finishes retracting into its more humanoid shape, it actually uses that same momentum to pretty much try and hug straight around your shoulder. I need a athletics or acrobatics from you. It grabs you.
I think that's an 18 with Unionor, though.
That doesn't apply to
That's
grapple
true.
checks. So you are grabbed.
Okay.
As you are smashed against his stomach, that is oddly almost rock hard in its in reaction. You get to see the little jelly blubber roll. Its free hand reaches up to bash down onto your head, but rolls only a natural 2 on the die.
Good.
You manage to slide your head over enough so that your pauldron takes the brunt of the blow. Bringing us to the one on Union.
Yes.
It is actually going to attempt to trip you, which it succeeds in the attack against your AC. So you were thrown prone.
Ow.
And as everyone, I'm sure, has been waiting, as soon as we discussed flubberous bodies, it's now going to try to sit on you. As it bounds off the ground with its attack. But won't manages, even with advantage, to only get a natural 6 on the die.
Okay.
I really should have got to go get food. So this huge form slams just shy of hitting you on the head. Fighting Jello babies. But the third goes and will attempt to grapple you. So I need a athletics or acrobatics union. And to be clear, it has a green number, so you need the same to beat it. So as one slams down, it less misses from its own sheer ineptitude as a tentacle wraps around your foot and yanks you into the air to begin slamming you down like a rag doll.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
For a total of 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
That brings us to Mr. Joe. You can, at this point, see, as you are breaking across to head towards the temple, you can see the fight behind you. Though moderately obscure from the sleet storm Kodark had put up.
Right. I mean, this is the plan. They're handling it. I'm going to continue on to see if I can figure this out.
Okay. So full movement towards the temple. You can see what looks to be there by the entrance. As you're now within close enough that your sight is kicking on. Smaller creatures. It's the same facial descript of, well, a lack of features. Seem to be clinging to the sides, to the legs and the form of the giant statue.
Okay.
That brings us to Sarah.
Okay, well. I'm tired of this thing trying to hug me, so I'm gonna fighting spirit slash at it.
Joe. That hits.
Is it still alive after both of those?
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna action surge and do it again.
You do see a physical hunk of the creature fall off from the blow. And now you have left it staggering but still stable.
Oh my god.
Um,
Guys,
and it's going to use its reaction, since it has you grappled and has suffered was a total of 4 attacks to incorporate you.
Hey, this is bad.
I need a Constitution save, and yes, you are within the Union aura. Every other second that he keeps getting like bam bam slammed back and forth.
It's seen with that advantage.
Okay. As it presses, where your flesh touches the creature, you can feel an almost acidic burn. But you quickly draw yourself away long enough that where you can almost see your facial imprint on the creature, goes back from to a solid yet gelatinous state.
Help. So for me.
That brings us to Union. Who is currently being held upside down by his foot. Union.
I'm back.
Welcome back. It's your turn. Sarah's screaming for help. You're being held upside down by your foot.
Okay. So I'm being held upside down by my foot by this creature that I've been fighting.
The creature that came, the one you haven't, no one's attacked at all yet.
Okay.
This is the third of the 4. There's one still kind of trying to figure out how feet work in Sleet Storm.
Okay. Union's gonna turn toward Sarah, toward where Sarah's being attacked, and attempt to blast the creature off her.
Okay.
Hello, Peps. That's 1, and that's 2.
All right. I do need this at disadvantage as you are in melee with something.
$15 and 9.
Okay, and the other one?
No. The first is 15. The second was 21, so 15 for that, and then the second one has both.
Does it have both? Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
All right. So your first blast smashes in the ground just beneath her feet, and you catch yourself just as the creature is giving you another upward swing. You center yourself and send the blast smashing through this creature's head where its temple should be. And Sarah, there's this gasp, freeing of air that can fill your lungs as the creature crumbles into what appears to be fairly uniform blocks of clay.
Oh.
Anything else, Union?
Nope.
Alright. Brings us to Kotark.
Is the one flopping around in the back still flopping around in the back?
As of right now, yes. It's rolled a natural 1 each time. Poor thing.
Oh. I don't know if these things are attacking with weapon attacks or not.
You've not seen them wielding anything.
Okay. And the one that Sarah was fighting died? Or is not blubbery anymore?
To the best of your
Okay.
knowledge, it is a pile of building blocks.
Are we actually fighting clay babies? Anyway, at the next nearest one.
Okay, so the one that's
Maybe
holding Union, or the one that tried to sit on Union?
Union's popular today. Uh, and that's holding him, I guess.
Okay, it does hit. And you see a bit of rigidity at the point of impact, briefly.
That's it.
All right. And finally, stepping from behind cover, now that he's done messing in his bags, getting his components together, Everflame decides to be useful.
Yay!
So as he comes back out from his pack, he rolls what appears to be a copious amount of bones, which then animates. No, shock. As the skeleton charges to your aid. Yeah, the necromantic archmage happens to also be a necromancer. I know, really weird.
He's just made for having a head, and he has a whole body in there. What the heck, man?
Maybe he was upset you weren't sharing. That brings us to Joe. Actually, that brings us to the creatures, and then Joe. My apologies.
No problem.
So the one that tried to sit on you is going to turn around and lash out twice at Sarah, seeing her now free. The first swing slicing the air just over your head, and I do mean slicing. As you catch, the appendage has shifted into this almost scythe-like shape. It comes back down and catches you on your left arm with a mighty blow for a whopping 7 points of slashing damage.
Ah, paper cut.
It then action surges Great Weapon Master.
Worth.
Worth. Made it reveal its class. And does the poor one is still flubber? Hey, gets up and begins barreling towards the fight. The one that is grappling Union is just going to keep slamming him against the ground because that has been effective so far. The first slam does manage to ring your head a bit for another 8 bludgeoning. The second one, your armor takes the brunt of it.
Okay.
Now it's Show's turn.
Okay. So my intent is to the pillar is only coming from the palm, right?
Correct.
So I need to get inside this thing like we did before and get up to the palm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm saying that out loud. That's my intent, is to try and sneak past these things and make my way up to the palm.
All right. How quickly do you plan to move?
I assume it would be the equivalent. I mean, I'm moving at like sneaky pace. So,
Okay, so half
like a
move.
double move. Yeah, so with half move, I'd be moving like the 30 feet or whatever.
Alrighty. So let's see that there's stealth.
Yep. Boop. That was not a good one.
He is currently not within 100 feet of you. So Joe, as you get about 20 feet into your movement, everyone hears this high-pitched sort of ringing of a bell for a single solitary note as all the little critters crawling about lock their attention towards you. You have 10 feet of movement left.
Okay. How far away are they and the entrance to this place?
Would be 40.
Would be 40 feet. When you said 10 foot of movement, have I already entered my
No, that was when you had done your first 20 out of your 30.
I got you. So I need to make it 40 feet.
And you've already used your actions to do the stealth. The
Okay.
hide action.
The hide action. Yep. Um. So yeah, then all I can do is move another 10 feet.
Towards?
Words.
To going towards them.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to make sure.
My intent is still to make it inside.
Alright, that brings us to Sarah.
And that puts me within 30.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll step over and attack the one that's currently grappling Union.
Okay.
Just be like, hold still.
That's even with your mod, that's still a hit. Alright, and it is actually going to use its reaction to attack you with a union.
Oh,
Oh.
Which makes that a 24 versus AC.
that's
So both yourself and Union take 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
ow.
How much do we take?
11 total.
Ow.
Sorry, Union.
Oh.
Best here. What's up for me?
As Kodark, you watch as the two freed creatures are now staggering to surround Sarah and Union. Union, you're up.
Am I still grappled?
Yes, sir. You're not only
I
grappled, you're wielded.
Yes, I would attempt. I would like to attempt to break free of
Okay.
the creature that is using me as a battering ram.
Alrighty. So athletics on your part. You just barely managed to break free its grasp. Smacking just by your ankle with the sword, you fall to the ground at its feet.
Okay, I would like to get up.
Alrighty.
And that'll be Union. That'll be Union.
Okay. So as you stand up, get your grips back on your sword, you can see over your shoulder the one that had tried to sit on you is ready to charge and smash into you from behind. As Kotark, you are up.
Those two have ended up back to back quite a lot
They're
recently.
more side to side right now.
Okay, so the last one finally got out of the
Correct.
seat storm.
Yep.
All right. I believe I can twin cast this. Right? Is that how sorcery things work?
Yep. It is by default incapable of targeting more than one creature, so yeah.
Okay. So I want to hex the two that have been in the fight, targeting strength.
Okay.
Trust me, I really don't know how my spells work.
Well, it was your bonus action.
Okay.
I need to know a target before you start rolling attacks, love.
I'm separating it between the two.
Okay. So roll your extra d6 for each of them. As Kotarg is just now starting to get his fingers back in operating order, manages to perfectly balance each hit.
Balance in all things.
Alrighty, is that it, Kotarg? Moving anywhere?
I think I'm currently fine where I'm at.
Okay. Um, Everflame's Skelly goes launching forward. It's a skeleton. It's trying. It just barely misses beating the AC. As Everflame lets loose a sickly green bolt of energy against the one that is currently charging up on Sarah, the one that had been flubbering about in the storm, smashing into its chest, bringing us to Joe.
Okay. I run to get into the statue.
Okay. As you reach the 10-foot mark, you hear everyone again hears that loud pining, like solitary ring of a bell. You hear it as promise in a very questioning, childlike tone, seeming to echo from all of these creatures towards you.
Promise.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If they're not gonna stop me, I continue on.
With no response, they leap off the building towards you. I need a dexterity save to avoid the dog pile.
The dog pile. Dexterity save.
You just, by the skin of your teeth, roll inside as these small, diminutive creatures churn and begin crawling at you.
Okay.
You still have your action in case you intend to dash.
Yeah. I
Sorry.
was trying to debate if I wanted to continue running or um. No, just keep going for now.
Okay.
I don't want to overthink it too yet. too quickly.
Okay, so you begin rushing your way up the stairs, bringing us
Mhm.
to Sarah.
I'm gonna keep smacking the one I've been smacking.
Okay. It does look pretty chopped. Nice consistent damage. Brings this one down between the might of Union and Sarah.
A lot of 27s.
And a little bit of tickling from Kotark. Believe it or not.
Kotark's trying.
Well, believe it or not, without Kotark's damage, it would have still been up. As is often the case. It just need that little bit.
Hey, at the end, everybody's down to 1 hit point.
If you knew how often I could have stolen kills from you guys just by attacking once.
You know.
I'd be okay with that.
And with that, I stand my ground for now.
Okay. So
Keep 'em off.
just over your left shoulder, you can see one charging in. You can hear the one behind you that has just gotten up to its feet. Union, you're up. As the one that
Alright.
had slammed you around like a ragdoll has fallen into a bunch of cubes.
Do these cubes appear to be? Are they moving?
Not as best you can tell.
Okay, I'm gonna ignore the cubes. So there were what? Still 3 of the big ones up
Two.
around us.
2, sir.
2. Okay.
One to the east and one to the west.
All right, and where are Sarah and Kotark in?
Kotark is
Proximity.
back where y'all left him. Sarah's right beside you.
All right. You will turn to Sarah and say, "I will take the west," and he's gonna charge after that one.
So you step a foot and a half away.
Okay.
Valiantly.
Yes.
This is the one that tried to sit on you.
Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna beat that one up. How about the swing? I'm gonna hit that with a smite. 2d8 to that.
All right.
23. Is it still up?
It is. This is the
Alright.
first, more or less the first this one's been hit.
Alright, I'm gonna make sure it's memorable. And for good measure, I'm gonna do it again.
Alrighty. I'm sure you won't need those
Alright.
spell slots.
I'm sure I won't.
Alright, and in reaction, it is going to attempt to grapple you.
Athletics?
Yeah, athletics or acrobatics.
So it's gonna be athletics.
All right, you are at the end of that swing. Your sword catches a moment too long, and his arm wraps about yours and pulls you in tight.
God damn it, not again.
Tight in the same fashion that Sarah was when she was screaming for help, which she sees. Bringing us to Kotark. One of your hex targets has fallen, the other is still up and swinging.
Am I able to move the copy text, or is it gone?
I mean, yeah, no, it's the duration is still going.
Then I'll use my bonus action to move the second one onto the remaining guy.
Okay.
And then blast at both of them.
So, Union, the one that's roll your extra d6. The one that's holding you kind of wiggles ever so slightly, and then you hear a loud smack against the one just over your shoulder that's about to engage with Sarah. He's clearly Kodak's clearly not playing favorites right now. Clearly not. That brings us to Skelly. Just right there. Just needs to roll just one higher. Poor thing. Everflame will loose another sickly green blast of energy into the one that's currently not hugging an ally. Skelly, hold my uselessness. He's that's why his hand, he can't make an attack. His hands are full.
Oh.
Union, I need a Constitution saving throw. As Sarah watches the familiar wispy smoke start flowing from the creature's body as it pulls you closer. You quickly pull your flesh away. The other one lays down a barrage of attacks against Sarah. The first just catching nothing but air as you dodge aside. The second a bit closer. The third you manage to stumble over some of the blocks on the ground. And this scythe-like arm catches you in its upward swing just on the lower side of your chest for another 9 points of slashing damage.
Noted.
Bringing us to Joe.
Okay. Continue moving. I'm assuming these things are still following me.
Yes, they are.
Okay. As I go, as I'm heading up to the palm here, I'm looking for something that looks to be like a good choke point that I might be able to cast Shatter to, like, drop parts of the statue to, like, block off, like, the stairs or a doorway or something like that.
So every 50 or so feet as you wind your way up, you come to a relatively flat landing. So that'd probably be the before one of those might be one of the best.
Right. Yeah, that sounds like basically I need to delay them for a turn or two.
Okay.
So when I get up top, I can do the plan that I have.
All right. I need to see the shadow damage.
Okay.
All right. So those outside fighting, you can hear over the constant individual toll of the bell, a relatively familiar blast of thunder, that is deafening for you, Joe.
Okay.
And it's enclosed space. And you manage to make a sizable pile. Here's what we're gonna do. I need Arson, Union, Sarah, and Kotark to each roll me a d6. Okay. 12. Alright, duly noted. So the majority of the stairs, as far as you can tell, at least 10 feet deep, are covered with rubble.
Okay. Um. That's probably gonna work for now. Of course, I've been up to this once before. How much longer do I think it's gonna take me to get up to the top? Like
Turn based,
moving.
it'd probably take 4 turns of full movement.
Okay. So I'll probably do that again next turn, but my plan is just to get up there as quick as possible.
Okay.
So probably be double moving my next couple turns.
Alrighty. Lady Sarah.
Okay. I'm gonna do what I've been doing. Do what I'm best at. This time to the one in front of me.
It actually managed to deflect your second blow.
Oh no.
The skeleton look gives you a look of, yeah, right? But the first blow is mighty indeed.
I really like this sword. It's pretty cool.
Brings us to Union, who is currently grappled.
All right. I again would like to break free of the grapple, or attempt to.
Okay.
Athletics.
Yes, sir. It holds.
Oh.
In fact, it will use its reaction to try and consume. I need a con save. Union is doing everything in his power to not let any of his flesh touch the creature after feeling that little bit of burn. That brings us to, let's see, have a bonus action you'd like to try, Union?
No.
Brings us to Kotark. Kotark.
Yeah, I'm here. I just don't twin things enough to really remember how it works or not.
If the spell can target only one creature, it can be twinned. So long as it has an actual range.
So I'll twin this.
Yep, that would apply. I still need to know what's targeting what before you do the rolls.
I'm sorry. It's the Sarah one first, then Union's.
Okay. Fortunately, they both hit. Which means a d6 to each of them. Sarah, the one you're fighting, is beginning to look pretty staggered.
Good.
The other one looks quite unified.
I really don't think it wants to eat garbage, man. It's bad for you.
Wow. But don't worry, Union. Skelly Bro's got your back. He landed an attack.
I appreciate you, Skelly, bro.
For exactly 1 point of damage.
I appreciate you, Skelly, bro.
Alright. And seeing that the one Sarah is fighting is being decently handled, Everflame will quickly turn his attentions towards the one holding Union. And unfortunately, pulls the blast as the creature turns in the struggle Union presented. to try and break free from the athletics, from the grapple, causes him to send the spell wide, having to avoid hitting everyone's white elk friend. That brings us to the creatures themselves, one of which will begin with a barrage of attacks against Sarah. All three of which hit.
Ow.
For a total of 33 slashing damage across 3 attacks.
Oh, Vario.
Union, this one has decided that eating you is not working out, so it's just going to try and punch you to get you to stop resisting. It doesn't know how armor works. It's not smart. But one of its punches gets through.
Okay.
For a whopping 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
We'll get there eventually.
Nearly brutalized Sarah. It barely tickles Union. Yay, dice.
That is his job.
That brings us to Joe and the critters.
Okay.
Oof, Sarah.
When I get up to the next one, am I still deafened?
It's the ringing in your ears. You didn't have the full condition.
Okay. So this time I'm actually going to quicken a shatter and create another barrier.
Okay.
Um,
Right.
14. Okay.
Once again,
not bad.
D6 for everyone, please. Okay. This one doesn't quite fill up as much.
Okay. That's kind of okay, because it's still an obstacle. And then for my actual action, since that was my bonus action, I'm going to reach up and grab the griffin off my necklace and throw it on the ground, summoning the what did you call it? An opal griffin,
Yes, sir.
and tell it to guard this area. Don't let anybody past.
Right. So as you throw it down and the griffin takes form, effectively pushing you out of space, this beautiful white griffin takes shape.
Okay. Like I said, just tell it to guard this place. Don't let the creatures through, and just keep going.
Okay. That brings us to Sarah.
Pew pew.
Having just got back to your feet after that barrage, your first attack goes wide. You steady yourself for the second, bringing your blade down and send this one crumbling into a pile of little cubes.
Okay, good. Since I killed it, I think I get a bonus action attack?
I believe so, from Great Weapon Master.
I've never used it before. I only recently learned I had it. So yeah, I'm gonna just bap the one that's attacking eating. No, I'm not. Never mind.
Scallybro kind of looks from, like, pokes its head around, like, you okay?
I am bleeding very badly.
It offers you its little dinky, rusty short sword.
This doesn't help, but thank you.
It means well! Union, you're up.
All right.
You just had
So,
your temple punched.
ow. I'm still grappled.
You are still grappled.
Where did where I go?
What is your place there fight with the skelly? He comes with the skelly. Alright. You do manage to break free. Thanks to Hex.
Great.
There was a moment where you felt it was tightening up, and then you can see a cold wisp of air wrap about the creature's arms and almost pull it loose.
All right. Um, Yoon's gonna get up and ready himself for more fighting, but that'll be it for him.
Alright, Kotark.
Alright. So, I, bonus action my Hex to Union next.
Just, you gotta keep it active. You know. Just...
Yeah, you know, someone needs to have it. He's likely to die, so I can pass it on to the next person, you know?
Wow.
That wasn't the response I was expecting.
I mean, it's him or the skeleton.
Yeah, but the skeleton's already dead, so does it count?
Yeah, it is. It is a creature with hit points. Don't hex the skeleton. Poor thing's trying.
I know it is.
Alright, that is a hit. With cold damage. Let's see that hex damage. Ooh. The creature will actually turn and make an attack against each of the three melee contenders. A 17 versus Sarah, a 2 on the die against Union, and then a natural 20 against poor Skeleton.
No, Skillet, bro.
So that is 12 bludgeoning damage, Sarah. And the Skelly Bro takes 9. For the record, this creature does appear to be on its last wiggle. So, Skelly Bro unfortunately can't steal the kill. He tried.
Well, good.
Wait, good that he couldn't, or good that he tried?
That he tried.
Oh, okay, I was about to say. Brings us to Joe. You can hear what sounds like the creatures making their way. You'd assume past the first barrier. Just how muffled it is.
This turn, I'm just gonna be double moving up, stowing my ring and amulet on the way, and keep going.
Okay. Sarah.
Smack, smack.
All right. You managed to fell the last of the large creatures.
That's what it gets.
As everyone looks to Sarah, her blood isn't red. Much like her eyes, you all now see it is very much glowing.
Oh, that's not good.
That seems unhealthy.
Right.
I am concerned. So, should we follow after Joe?
Yes, he might need our help.
At the very least, you might need help with the font.
I'm gonna second wind.
How badly hurt are you?
What was that?
How badly injured are you?
Very. I'm bleeding profusely.
All right, stay still. Union will walk up to Sarah and attempt to give her 15 from his lay on hands pool.
All right.
Do I need a religion check or anything?
You do. And you
While they're having
pass.
the healing powwow, I'll start heading on.
Okay. Everflame's right behind you with the skeleton in tow. He's in the midst of handing the skeleton more gear out of his bag.
Didn't even throw it in with proper gear?
I was in a bit of a rush.
Saw how effective it was for rushing your work.
He just gives you this look like, I could end you.
Give him a look back, then do it.
Hit me.
But yeah, we should probably follow after Joe and make sure he's okay.
Once you two finish tending your wounds, you see Kotark and Everflame nearing the temple.
Oh shit.
Kotark and Everflame can see that the entryway is swarmed with creatures.
So how about
Oh.
that flying broom?
He goes digging in his bag. Produces a flying broom.
How should we deal with these?
I mean, I can fly one of us up there. Everflame might be able to do the same.
Are you actually able to fly the full distance?
Probably.
Ah, Kodak on sale then. Alright, Everland.
I can make myself if it's too tall. How tall is it?
To get all the way to the palm would be just reaching your max.
Yeah, I could increase my speed too, though.
Well, you lot solve how you're gonna get up there. I'm taking the Dweller of the Dark here. You two are way too heavy for my broom.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
just
you need,
go-
and I'll take you up.
Very well.
But I need to hit something with my sword first.
Archie's just a skeleton.
Hey, Everflame, can I hit your skeleton?
Like he's already mounted, and I'm assuming he's like waiting. Like he's over here gesturing for Kotar to get on, and you just see his shoulders just sag. And you look, he's got the skeleton now has like his actual sword. Was in the middle of putting its armor on, and it just stops. Starts taking its armor off, puts it all back in the bag.
Okay, I'll Radiant Soul and I'll smack it with the sword.
Oh, that's just mean.
You're right. I'll smack it and then Radiant Soul.
There is no more skeleton. It's just gone.
Sorry, skeleton friend. I'll grab Union and start flying up.
We're not even going to give him a proper burial.
We get in later. 160 speed a turn right now.
From Vroom. So Joe, as you're getting onto the palms, a angel appears before you, glowing and covered with golden flame, which you soon realize are dripping from her wounds, is Sarah, carrying Union.
That was fast.
She just like doubled the time, or half the time it was going to take her.
I'm a very fast person.
Did you?
It
Who
took
else?
me.
Who else
It
did
took
you
me
target?
7 turns to get here, and she gets here in 1.
Math. 7 turns with half movement, as far as you only using a movement turn. You wouldn't be just arriving if we were going hard math instead of just thematic, sir.
Right. I'm
But
just saying that
it's
seems
still pretty close.
because I mean I double moved 3. Technically, out of those 7 turns, only 2 of those turns weren't movement. 2 of them were sneaking, but again, that was double movement, so that would have been normal movement. I'm just curious to know how somebody makes up 7. It seems like quick.
Circles for straight lines. Look, man, plot. That's literally all I'm doing this for.
But this completely changes everything I had planned for tonight. So
I didn't expect her to murder my skeleton. If you want to hard math it, you would have effectively maybe 3 rounds that it would have taken them to get to the temple for you to do your stuff. But the movement she just did, she's able to do in a single round with everything she just did.
oh, I know she did that, but that seems really quick.
So the 18 seconds before they arrive, what would you like to do, sir?
Hmm. I don't know. Like I said, I had one train of thought going all night, and
You,
I've got to completely re.
you can begin the application thereof, sir.
The this thing that's going into the sky, is it going into something, or is it literally just going up into the sky?
As you reach the palms and it encapsulates the remaining religious statues that were there upon the palm. Um, and the best you can describe would be able to visually describe is that it reaches upwards of 300 feet into the sky into a tear, a rift of some form. Um, every now and then you can see one of these small creatures plummeting forth.
One of these creatures plummeting forth.
Towards the ground.
Okay. All right. All right. So it's my turn here. I'm going to summon my shadow spawn.
Okay.
And basically, it's a nightmare that I keep summoning. So the same thing. From what I understand, it understands anything I say. So I'm giving it a message to take back to its realm when it leaves. I'm basically just going to tell it that the promise is about to be fulfilled. Have the way ready. And then I'm going to send it back. That's one round. Now, how do I do this? There's got to be a way to change the address for this thing. Um, that's, I mean, I'm gonna do what I told everybody I was coming up here to do. I'm gonna try to transfer it's where this energy is going to um, transfer it to that realm.
Okay. Do you have any? If I remember, you have a symbol or such for her.
For her, really don't carry anything. Usually my connection is through when I sleep, but I'm unable to sleep. That's why I came up with the idea to send the nightmare back.
Mm-hmm.
I have one other option to if that didn't work, but that was going to take a lot longer. I'm hoping, since basically I opened myself up again, to be able um, to be contacted, that I'm hoping I get a message.
Okay. Then just pray and give me that religion check.
Yeah.
At advantage.
Yeah.
As you effectively are the conduit for what you're trying to do.
Okay. Hold on. Where is it? That one, I had that button set up for like all my normal religion checks
Mm-hmm.
for when I cast my spells. If it's supposed to be the normal intelligence religion, that would be 4 lower.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
So it is as your eyes are darkening over that you get the wonderful archangel-esque soaring into the sky of Sarah
Mhm.
before you. As you take that one last step to bridge the gap between her realm and yours. It's difficult, surely, and especially considering you currently can't visit that realm in your current state, for better and worse at this regard. So Sarah and Union, you watch as the pillar collapses into this singular being. And now you got me saying being instead of beam. Focused on.
You had me scared when you said being. I was like, I can't handle this much.
Like la la.
Yeah.
There is almost to his from his own shadow, as there's this otherworldly light that bursts forth, both from Sarah getting a little bit of glow and Joe's own normal Jonas. Um, a shadowy apparition that you guys have not witnessed rise from him before. Um, there's brief conversation between he and it before it fades. And as Joe's face glazes over very briefly, the rift above tears asunder, the beam shattering, almost like glass.
Okay.
As your vision returns, Joe, you can see very faintly what you are sure is her mark upon the palm of the giant.
Okay. Okay. So they're here now, right?
Your vision clears, and she's still kind of hovering there, looking at you, holding Union by an arm. Everflame and Kodak are just now arriving.
Mhm.
So did it work?
Yeah. The promise was fulfilled that I made a long time ago, and we don't have to ride the griffins. I've arranged for us to be able to get there almost instantly.
That sounds good.
Well, it will
Sarah.
be. Squints at the word promise. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that they're in bad shape right now, and we just need to get there as quickly as possible. I've
Yes.
opened very shortly. Uh, there's going to be a portal opening up here. I need everybody to follow me in,
So,
and it will take us to. Name is escaping me right now.
England.
Insulin.
Sarah, he is telling the truth.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
If they have questions, I'm willing to answer. I just know that this is going to happen very quickly, and that we have a very short period of time to
Is there is
take
there a
care of it.
possibility that we will not reach England? Could we end up someplace else?
No, everything should be fine.
Sarah should have
I
red
I
blood.
was expecting everybody to be here, but it should be easier with less.
Which one
All
did
right.
you send it to?
Which realm? It would be a lot easier for me to show you as we travel through it.
As he's speaking, you can see the mark on the ground, vaguely familiar to those of religious study, begin to peel away and coalesce into an almost shadowy doorway that is beginning to envelop behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Everflame
Yeah,
quickly
well.
goes, the Griffins?
They're are they undead? They have no souls, right?
Aye.
They should be fine to travel through.
Yeah, but they're way over there.
Yeah, we'll leave them. We're on a clock, and this gets us there almost instantly.
No, I agree.
It's just a short walk.
He
If you can
says,
get us there quicker.
as he says, short walk, it completely envelops him.
I'll run to it.
Union will follow.
Everflame kind of looks at you in the back of the room, Kotark, like, are we really gonna... You know what that is, right?
I don't, and I don't want to go through it.
But are we?
I'm not.
Suit yourself. He tips the broom enough for you to get off and flies through. You are currently standing alone on the giant's palm as the shadows are beginning to fade away.
I don't trust anything that just happened.
Alright. Well, as you stand there, Kotark, alone, with the sound of numerous creatures still clambering up the statue, and the gateway falling away, that's where you fade to black.
Okay. I got something to tell everybody at the end.